Hey guys, Kenny here. I'm here to review the 2011 uh, new science fiction movie, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which is really the seventh film in the Planet of the Apes series, and this serves as a reboot, but really I think it's more of a prequel to the whole series. And I'll get to what it's about. Basically, it's about this young doctor, Will Rodman, played by James Franco. He's developed this new, um, what's it called, new serum or a new serum or a virus that can cure Alzheimer's. Yeah, a retrovirus, and he tries it out on one chimpanzee, and it goes all awry, and then, unbeknownst to him, it that chimpanzee had birthed a baby chimpanzee, and Will takes it home, and then he starts seeing that chimp rapidly evolving at a very young age, being able to write, eat, drink, and do sign language before probably before being even at, like, say, a month old, at least, um, a month old, and he starts realizing that that retrovirus that was in the chimpanzee's body, the original, the first one, it got into him, and that's how he's so smart and rapidly evolving. And over the years, as Will keeps him in the house, he uh, he his intelligence keeps rapidly evolving to being able to do all kinds of moving around in the house that probably almost no one else could do. He has little playing things in his room, like little ropes and pulleys that he can use to get around in the house easily. And because of that retrovirus doing so good in him, there's that chimp ends up being named Caesar, and that the Andy Serkis is the one who actually played that character Caesar in Performance Capture. And there's this woman, Caroline Aranja, who's played by Frida Pinto, and she's a co-worker and also becomes someone who really gets to like Will. And let me look here. John Lithgow plays Charles Rodham, Will's father, and he's incredibly sick. And I'm not gonna. I don't want to spoil what happens with him, but that was a very intriguing subplot in this movie. Uh, you really get to understand why Will is so invested in this cure, and he wants to use it on chimps and humans. And then the company that Will is working with, he they get they get word of how how well Caesar is doing, and they want that retrovirus used on other chimps. And then that's when things get really interesting. Starts um after Caesar has a pretty violent encounter with a human, then that's when animal control services come, and Caesar gets taken to this chimp. What's it called? Like he's in his. I don't know if it's a zoo, but it's like a chimp holding area. They have this little play area, which is nice, but every chimp is closed up in these what really are like jail cells and treated very, very badly. And then that's what the rest of the movie is about. Half of it is when Caesar is in Will's home, and then the rest of it is about the chimps in this little zoo or holding area. So it's more about the chimps than the humans, and that's the most interesting and intriguing part. Let's see, Tom Felton plays Dodge Landon. I don't think his name is really ever said in the movie, but he plays. I don't know what he is like. He's a chimp handler there, but he's the one who treats them very badly, always torturing them with that zap and what's that called? It's those zap sticks that are also used on people to keep them from being mobile. He uses that constantly, and also the chimps are. There's some chimpanzees there that are not as um, let's see, they're not as nice. They're not as well treated as Caesar was in his home with Will, and Caesar tries to be nice with some of them, but then a lot of them just treat him almost as badly as Dodge does, and after a while, they get to Caesar gets the chimps to work together. He becomes sort of a leader with them, and that's when they want to try and take over because they've had enough of being treated badly by the humans, particularly Dodge. And John Landon, played by Brian Cox, he's the head. He's the one who's the head of this little chimpanzee holding area, and he's not overly evil. He's not really completely evil. He's only doing what the government is telling him to do. He's not really meant. He doesn't mean to really have the chimps be treated as badly as they are. It's Dodge who's really the bad guy in this story, and then because of all that, of him treating them badly, and that's what and after using that retrovirus that Will used on the other, Caesar uses them on those chimps. Then that's when they become also heightenedly. Their intelligence becomes heightened, and Caesar becomes a leader, and then they take over, and that's when all the action really takes place. They a mesmerizing action sequence that takes up the last half of the film is on the Golden Gate Bridge, and that was a wonder to behold. I loved how that was created. You really get to wonder how can chimpanzees, apes, be a formidable force against humans, since we have all kinds of technology, vehicles, weapons. The gate could also be used as a weapon in a way, I would say. And on the way to the bridge, those chimpanzees cause even more havoc than the humans could, crashing up the cars, to making bus turn over, riding a horse. One of them rides a horse, and they start making things blow up. They crawl on the rafter or whatever. They go up the rising bar of the bridge, and then they use that tactic as kind of to throw the humans off. And then that's when the chimps make the move and go after the humans. So it's very, very entertaining. I'm probably rambling on a little, but I just loved seeing this, and I love talking about it. It was so breathtaking watching this. And Andy Serkis, who's the he's the performance capture actor for Caesar. This is another milestone for him in his acting career. He ended from Gollum to King Kong and now Caesar. I think this will become one of the great CGI and actor characters in the next 5-10 years. I really believe that. Like even King Kong, the recent one, that character has become very famous along with Gollum, Smeagol. Andy Serkis really has become the juggernaut, the king of performance capture, character CGI acting. He, no matter what character he plays, acting it out on a motion capture stage, that his performance still shines through in the character when the computer generated whatever it is character gets put on top of him, either if it's Gollum, King Kong, or Caesar. And that's one of the things that will make this movie memorable for years to come. And I thought James Franco also did a commendable job. His acting was actually very, very good. I was really pleased with him in this. And John Lithgow, I was very, very pleased with him. I really liked him in this. And he's so. I was saying he was sick. He's sick to the point where he can't really. He likes playing the piano, and he can't really play the piano as well as he really wants to because of his sickness. And so this was a beautiful film. I loved this one. Even before any of the say the chimpanzee thing stuff happens at that holding area or little zoo, I was already invested with Caesar and the other characters in the house and what was going on there and at Will's job, because after the second redone retrovirus that he had created, then the place that he works at wants to use it without him knowing, and that's when he really wants to try and stop every work being done on it, but it's already too late. It's already happening. So I don't want to give anything too much else away about this, but I highly recommend Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the 7th film in the Planet of the Apes series. I think it's the 7th. It's a reboot, but people are also calling it a prequel. So stay cool and roll out to the movies. Bye.